Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to my fifth podcast, and we are going to talk about RodeCaster Pro, okay, which is many people awaited this product, and I have a special guest with me today, which is John Lo, the wedding photographer, and also John
Yo, what's up?
Ong, the founder of Penang Podcast.
Penang
Welcome.
Hokkien.
Penang Hokkien, oh yeah, Penang Hokkien podcast. Sorry, made a mistake there.
Hi, JohnShen. Hi, John.
Hi, other two Johns.
At the back channel, I was
Wow.
saying that, I like this combination because it's like the power of Johns, three first, all
That's
Johns.
right.
When you call John, everyone will just respond.
Yes.
Yep.
No, actually, JohnShen is easier too because he has like Shen back there. You and I are tough, yeah.
So when JohnShen say, "Hey, John," yes, both of us will go there.
Wait, John Lo, John Ong.
I guess we Guns is the best combination because we can get together about talking about any topics we like.
You know what we should do? We should have a three Johns and the Raymond.
Yeah, that would be a great show.
Future
Well, I
podcast.
mean that sounds like three pizza and a guy or something, but
Yeah.
with the
Five
combination
guys.
of everybody love Raymond. I mean,
Oh,
if you guys are old enough to know these sitcoms, then you know
Oh,
what we're
yes.
talking about.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Maybe not JohnShen, but I sure know.
John, and John.
Yes.
So this
what
is
are we
broadcast
going to
on
talk about?
on Facebook Live. Your
Yep.
account.
Yeah, my
Okay.
Facebook account.
I just
Everybody
shared
can
it.
comment and share
Yeah.
it. It's a public, so
I think I just
everybody
shared
can just
mine.
comment.
To some people, well, I just shared, I'm not very active on Facebook. I am on it, but I'm not very active. But I just reshared it and see maybe anybody watching. I don't even know. How to do that. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
well,
recording
I
to
just
the
did it as
podcast.
well. It's a documentation of our lives, John. Ong.
That's
You
right.
know.
That's right. What are you drinking, John Lo?
No, I've got coffee with me to perk me up. It's still
Oh,
very
show
early
me.
in the
Show
morning.
me.
In
Yeah,
a way,
show.
that's just black
Oh.
coffee. It's like
Ooh,
black
but it has like a
nectar.
little
black-
foam, like a little
I
crema.
guess. Yeah, well, it's not really. You can call it crema. It's Nespresso, So it's just
Oh,
simple
yeah, nice.
Nespresso, long black, that kind of thing to perk us up. We know, we're here in. It's about 10 a.m. in the morning, and you are not 10 a.m. over on your side.
No, it's 9. It's 9 p.m. Like I was
So
just
I
saying,
should.
if my face is a little shiny, it's because I've already done my nighttime routine and moisturized. Hey, this skin that does not come without some effort.
One
Hey,
of
wrong
these
signal.
right now for you, I think you'll be like
I will not be
10
sleeping.
a.m. Exactly 10 a.m. before you know it with your eyes open.
That's right. That's right.
You'll be not sleeping whole night.
But tomorrow I'm doing
So,
training,
JohnShen-
Final Cut Pro training, so I don't have to go to work
Oh,
tomorrow.
oh, you
Wow.
are you?
Final Cut Pro training.
Didn't you already started it already?
I started it, but it's I only get to do it like a day at a time because outside of work I didn't really have time to do it. But we have some dedicated days that we can do training, so I'm taking those days to do my Final Cut Pro training. So I did 2 already, and I'm gonna do some more.
JohnShen, do
Awesome.
you use Final Cut Pro?
Yeah, I do use Final Cut Pro for video editing, but it's still a lot for me to learn
Right.
the tricks, the shortcuts.
So I know John Ong, you are very familiar with Adobe Premiere Pro, right? So how
Yes.
was it
So
once you
different.
got into it?
It's hard for me to switch gear. That's why I want to do the training. I think I'm getting better at it, but I think maybe with like a couple more trainings, I'm gonna feel a little bit more confident with it. I'm also a little bit reluctant to change my keyboard shortcuts from the original Final Cut Pro shortcuts to Premiere shortcuts because a lot of people do like the Q and W shortcuts from
Right.
Premiere, which I use all the time, but on Final Cut it's actually command brackets. So it involves two hands. So I'm trying to learn the Final Cut Pro 10s it is before I'm gonna switch to my keyboard shortcut. So it's I'm making it harder for me.
I guess you should just do this, your
Using
configure a
Stream
stream deck to actually do the shortcut for you. Then you don't have to anymore.
My like keyboard shortcut is so important for my editing process. I really need to get that down. I use a lot of keyboard shortcuts so that I can move a little bit faster that way. So I'm gonna have to learn that. And then I have to, because I've learned it from my training and then I switch it back for my work. So that becomes a bit tricky, but I think I can do it. I'm feeling more confident now. We'll see.
That is
Well,
great.
I myself, I'm not a Adobe Premiere Pro user, so I don't really grasp the concept because I don't delve with it enough. Maybe I should do whatever
Give it a
you're
try.
doing, but
like the
the
reverse.
opposite. Yeah, the
And then
reverse.
we'll
of it.
we'll exchange tips. That would be cool. Yes.
Yeah,
Think about it.
because just I think I should be, if everything goes my way, I should be working together with an organization. But I think that organization, they are using Premiere Pro, which is gonna be cumbersome because I don't use Premiere Pro and they are using it and they don't use Final Cut, so that will be a problem. So I may just jump into it and just check it out.
Good.
That is great. Awesome. All right. Today we are going to talk about RodeCaster Pro 2.
Okay.
I think that is the most newer and just released and launched the audio. Is that a mixer or
I
so-called?
was gonna go grab my box, but I forgot.
You can go grab it if you want.
Look, I'm wearing my sarong.
But I think that is a mixer, that audio mixer that everybody waiting for, especially streamers. And if you are doing live audio, that it will be. You get your box. Wow.
There it is. It's the box.
Does it still smell new?
Yes, it does.
The flash. This is when we say flashy toys, right? Or it's like blinking, or what they call. This one literally blinks, like it has a lot of
True.
lights on it.
True, and that's why hence I have like all this rainbow color behind me because I thought it's fun because the unit itself has a lot of colors. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm scared. I look at it. Why is my recording button on my RodeCaster Pro is now blue, which means it indicates that there's no SD card on it. Which I do
Oh,
have my SD
no.
card on it. Why?
I have a sort of like I've got a Zoom P4 that does also a SD card, but I've been upset because I've been putting in old SD cards, which is like not very good context. So sometimes I get that problem. So I'm not sure whether you are experiencing the same thing. I'm not saying that you're upset, but I'm saying I'm using
my SD card is fairly new, but I might just have to reboot. That's part of the conversations that we're going to have. Is how reliable is this new RCP2? We can talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
It's well, I'll let you lead the conversation. But I have I have so many different thoughts to share. So yeah, I'll let you lead where the conversation is gonna go.
I think what we can start off is what is RodeCaster and what is RodeCaster 2 Pro?
So RodeCaster came out in 2018, and the original RodeCaster, which is over there, it's still over there. My original RodeCaster Pro, the original RodeCaster Pro came out in 2018, and it was made specifically for podcasters for that purpose. But it's so popular. Yeah.
Did you get it like day one?
No, I did not. I just got it about a year and a half ago. Clubhouse. Around the time of Clubhouse. I didn't get it because of Clubhouse, but I got it because my current existing recorder broke, physically broke. It still functions, but the physical case itself broke. So I thought, now would be a good time to get a new recorder. Do I want to stick with my Behringer mixer and then just get an external recorder and record like a Zoom H6 or whatever? Then I thought, maybe I should get the RodeCaster because it's very popular among podcasters. So I decided then to get one because it allows me to get onto Clubhouse easily. So I did that. And
you're a podcaster, of course.
yes, I'm
Yep.
also a podcaster. So I started using that for a year and a half, and then the RCP2 came out. The RCP original, or the OG we call it, is very reliable most of the time. It's very, very reliable. It's been out there in the market for 4 years, very mature, has operating firmware 2.1.2, I think is the latest one. So it's stable and it's good. And so what it does is the equipment is made for, the original one was made for podcast recording, but of course more people are trying to utilize it to do more like streaming and do YouTube. A lot of YouTubers use the RodeCaster original to feed sound onto YouTube as well as recording it. They want it to. And so that's sort of the main thing is for podcasters, but then some streamers, live stream people do use that equipment as a mixer. And then the RCP2 is sort of trying to change the target audience a little bit because with the new hardware and the capabilities and the software behind it too made it more possible for gamers now to utilize the device. I think a lot of gamers use Go XLRs to do their sound. I forgot who the company that put Go XLR is. I can't remember what the maker is, but anyway, so Go XLRs, mini and the regular ones are mostly what a lot of gamers use to send their audio out. And one of the benefits to that is that you can really do a lot of digital patching. You can do computer sound from your gaming, patch into different sliders or faders on your hardware, and it will all link together and do all the mixes. And you can do sound effects, you can do voice changer and so forth. So RCP2 is going to it's going to steal a piece of that pie, I think, in the gaming industry, and also potentially some musicians as well, especially those who want to go live with their music.
So what it was like from the OG RCP, I noticed I don't own one myself, not the RCP OG or even the RCP2, but I've seen like as much as it was a podcast machine, you can produce everything onto the RodeCaster Pro OG, right? It by itself, a lot of people like you say, YouTubers are using it as just a audio mixer, audio interface for their work. So they already have like one leg into the game, pretty much.
Yes, and they really I think further down in the firmware, when I bought mine, it has already gone on to doing way more than what it originally was built for, because it was already when I bought mine. I think of several months after that, they released the ability for you to have MIDI control with their sound pads, and there's like mix minus was put in there, a bunch of stuff that's probably not originally built for podcasting purposes are now added to the device. But I also feel like because it's a 4-year-old hardware, plus the original idea wasn't building it for live streaming and so forth, and they have to start, I'm glad they did, they have to start rethinking what the next generation RodeCaster Pro is going to be, which is the RCP2 that we're talking about. I'm excited though. The future is so exciting, which is why I got it. Do I need it? Probably
Yes,
not,
you
but
need
do
it.
I want
You
I totally could do what I needed to do with my original RodeCaster Pro, but because of the potential of what it could do, I got so excited that I said I have to have it here. Plus, I also, I have a club on Clubhouse that's solely focusing on RodeCaster Pro, so I'm excited to be able to sort of learn this new hardware along with everybody else.
is the new RodeCaster Pro U is a simplicity of audio or simplified audio?
So,
With
okay,
great power
so
comes great responsibility, I
yeah,
guess.
you are not actually, you're not far off of it. So what I find out is it does make it simple if you compare it with traditional mixers. If you compare it with RCP OG, the original one, it is completely different. And I want to say this. Okay, so if those of you who are Mac users, it's like OS 9 to OS 10. It's like different infrastructure. You may know some of the concept of like trash can and all that, but it's a different beast. It's its own class. So I don't know. I think some people get disappointed when they get their RCP2 thinking that it's just going to be the new version of the RCP OG. It is not. It's like the way you set us up is different. The way you operate it, the way you customize it is completely different from the original RodeCaster Pro. So if you want to buy it without being disappointed, you should set the right expectation. Don't think of it as just another RCP upgrade. It's not. It's a completely different thing,
So
and because of that, it's exciting.
you think you need to spend a little bit time to actually tweak it when compared to the RCP one, the
Yes.
OG, yeah.
Yeah.
So to
Like
get it
how you set
working,
up
like
your
how
how you set up your microphone, how you use your like the people were even expecting that can you just export your setting from your RCP OG and import it into your RCP2. You can't do that, right? It's a this unit, whereas as I just learned, it is built on Linux, the RCP2. So it's essentially a computer. And I don't know what system was driving the original RCP, but this is definitely a completely different league. Even though they're calling them the same names, they are not the same. Everything is built from the ground up, essentially. Other than the looking similar, the whole backbone, they rethink everything. When they say they rebuild everything from the ground up, it's not just marketing talk. It really is building this piece of hardware completely from scratch. And I absolutely love it. Now, it comes with some growing pains as well, which we can go into later.
Yeah, I think before we go into in-depth into it, would you talk about tell us about the key specification and key features about the RCP2?
So I think the key thing for me, like this, I would want to go into the marketing talks because you can go look at RodeCaster or Rode Microphone's website and get all the marketing talk. I'm just talking as a user. The key difference is its flexibility. So you're very flexible with all your channels because you can assign all your faders to different channels as you wish. You can have a recording session and just have one microphone and your sound pads, and that's it. You don't need anything else. You could do it as complex as having, like I do, having let's say a Zoom call and having music pipe into the Zoom call and Clubhouse at the same time. And Clubhouse can talk to Zoom call without any additional special arrangements that I used to have to use different hardware and all that. Yeah. All I need is just 2 USB-C cables plugged into my computer, and I get 3 USB inputs and outputs that I can split amongst like Clubhouse one, and then the other one used for Zoom call, and then your system audio could be using another USB input and output. So it's very flexible, and it has some features like effects, meaning like voice changing. In fact, let me see if I can do something for y'all.
Like this, like a lot of gamers like to do that.
So you can do sound effects of voice effects like that you couldn't otherwise do on the other one. So there are some. So, but the main thing, the key difference is that it's flexibility. And we are only seeing version 1 right now And I cannot imagine what 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so forth is going to be, because there's so much more. We're just at the beginning of the journey of RCP2. There's so much more is yet to come when they have time to spend time putting those features in. And
But-
I would say it's beyond just podcasters. So it's for gamers, streamers, and musicians as well now, on top of being a device for podcasters.
Talking about
Just-
musician, yeah, go ahead, Gonlo.
No, I just wanted to roll back with your simplicity question just now, and what John Long just said about it has a lot of flexibility, right? So what I possibly you said is like there is a lot of possibility, but at the same time, when it's all set up, it simplifies your workflow. It simplifies your setup totally, right? So how's your desk looking right now?
Okay,
compared
so
to previous?
it's a lot cleaner. I mean, I have all my inputs are microphones, right? My XLR cables, and then I have my headphones and my 2 USB connected and power. That's it. Previously, I have so many contraptions back there. I couldn't even push I have like a drawer or a tray that I can push back. I couldn't do that before because I have so many cables behind it. Now it does simplify it. And I wanted to say, I saw Raymond's comment. Was it Raymond Goes? Raymond? Or some
Yeah,
other
it
Raymond?
is.
Oh, it is Raymond. So it was not. It could be complicated if you want it to be. You don't have to be. So that's why I like it. If you don't want to go into all this complex setup, then just set it up as an audio mixer and that's it. If you want to go in further and do more tinkering like I do, then you have the ability to do so. So you don't have to make it complicated if you don't want to. But I want to. It's part of the fun.
So it's simple as you want it to be, and it is complicated as you want it to be. So it's that flexibility, that flexible.
Yes. And I think I also think that people who are frustrated going into getting their RCP2 is they come in with a different expectation, or not in line with what you're going to get. Because I think people who are most disappointed about the RCP2 are the people thinking that using the RCP original is going to make them get used to RCP2 quicker. In fact, it's probably harder for them to do than, let's say, a brand new user not knowing anything. You just go in there and follow the guide on the screen and set it up. It will probably be easier because you don't have any pre-learned habits or expectation of what the software is going to be like. And a new user have no expectation, therefore they just kind of follow the guide. And people with the OG RCP will probably have a little bit more resistance because they're used to, wait, I used to do it this way. I used to do that. Why do you ask me to do this? So it happened to me. Like I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? What am I setting this up? I don't know what this thing is. So it's if you forget all the knowledge you have with the original RCP, just go and treat this like a new hardware. I think you'll be happier with this, with getting used to it more.
Raymond, that's
Sound
another
nice.
1 point for you
So,
to consider the RCP2.
Raymond does not have one, so it will be great.
One more plus point.
That's right.
Alright,
don't know
could
if I
you
answered your
show
question
us like the hardware itself?
Oh, okay. Let me switch camera. Let's look at the hardware. Okay, like this, my camera is not very beautiful. The color is a bit dull, but this is the hardware. It looks very similar to the original RCP. Like the buttons look the same, the pads looks the same. These are a little bit different, and it has like a rotary and the touch screen. This is a 5-inch touch screen, I think. That is bigger than the RCP. It's supposed to be green. Now it's blue. I don't know why, because my SD card is not being recognized. I'm a little scared now. But so this is the record button. It used to be a giant record button over here, and that's green. When you have SD card, it's green. When you don't have SD card, it's blue. And so now it's moved over here. big touch screen. So this is touch. You can tap on it and get into your different menu. You can do everything on your RCP without connecting it to a computer now. Everything, including, let's say if you have a sound pad, for instance, if you want to go in there and you want to edit something on your sound pad, you can tap on it and you can hit edit. You can actually edit your audio right there from your from the unit itself. You don't have to go to the computer. Previously, you couldn't do that. And then this is a key new thing that got added to the RCP2, which is the rotary dial, or what do they call it? Rotary encoder. So if you want to, change, oh my God. If you want to change something, you can use the rotary encoder to like rotate. Remember, you can do this. Obviously, you can hit plus minus there, but you can also use this dial to control further adjustment. So if you want to do processing on USB and you want to change the depth, you can use this to control it that way. And then when you click on it, it hops to the next one. You see the green jumps over, and then tap on it again, it jumps over. And the smart pads, they're calling it the smart pads now because it is not only audio or sound pads anymore. It is capable of doing other things as well, doing mixer control, doing effects like what you heard earlier. And it also has these two new buttons compared to the old one. These two buttons allow you to do page one, paging. You see the number change here from page 1 to page 2, page 3, 4. So you can do that. Previously, you have to go onto your screen to change from one page to the next. So having that tactile page turner, I would say, it's very helpful.
Do you remember, the buttons that you assign to it, because it's all color coded, and when you have a lot of it done, when you have a lot of it configured, right? I reckon it's gonna be quite difficult to remember which buttons for what.
Yes, there are 6 physical faders. So these are the 6, and there's a separated line here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There's a line that separates the virtual faders on the right side. So the Bluetooth is a virtual fader. So those you have to tap on the screen to adjust. So those are the virtual channel. The rest to the left of that line, you can actually use your physical hardware to turn. You see the marker as I'm turning up and down on the fader. It will indicate the level for you that way. And yes, it could be confusing. You need to use colors to really determine which channels what. So that's why
not the channel, the smart pad itself, because there's so many pagination that's happening.
Oh,
and it's
here.
color-coded. Yeah.
There are names there. I mean, you can
Oh, okay.
what it is here. It's very fine because the screen is really high density. With pixel density is really high, but it will tell you what's there.
Oh, I see. I see.
It's a color fits or it can be changed.
All the colors can be customized. So, and it corresponds with the physical buttons itself. So if you want to change this FX to a different color, you can change the color by changing it here. Let's say if I do the large robot, and then I want to change the color. So I turn the large robot. Right now, the large robot is this button.
Purple.
So it's purple. So if I change it to green or yellow, maybe if I turn it to yellow, and then I save it here, and the physical button also change into yellow also. So that's how you can see what button you're pressing is corresponding to what's up here.
So where is JohnShen and my? So what's happening there?
I am a robot.
So were you holding down the button, or was it just a click and then you stick into it?
Set it. So you can set it to latch. If you set it to latch, you would
Mhm.
have to. If it's latching is on, you just tap it and it latches on until you hit it again.
I see.
If you want to press and hold, and you just turn off latching, and then you have to hold it down to have the effect to take effect, I guess.
Check. Oh, I see my audio is there. Is that the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th channel there? Is that my
this
audio
channel.
and JohnShen's audio?
Yes, that is the chat. This is USB 1 chat connection. So when in the app that we're using to communicate, which is StreamYard, in StreamYard, I can set the input and output to be the chat, USB chat. And that is the channel that has mix minus, so that you don't hear an echo of your own voice.
I think Raymond have a question talking about can one label the smart pad itself?
Yes, you can. Not physically here, but you can label them here. So let me see if we can put it in a little bit tighter. So you see megaphone is there. Megaphone. Raymond Go should get one right now. So if I want to change the megaphone to calling it something else, I could. Oh my God. Sorry. This is not very good for like a down shot. Okay, all right. So I tap on microphone and then I tap name, and then you can change the name. So you can call it whatever it is, Pasamalam or something. Basar. Okay, so call it Basar, and then tap done and see how it shows up here. In the main screen, it'll show up here, the Basar. It's a little bit tiny, but it's there. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there. Anything else? I don't know what
I guess the RCP3 will have the Stream Deck style iconification on it.
The one can dream. One can dream. That would be really nice.
Yeah, I think so.
With the RCPU, will it like have less technical audio problem like before?
No. In fact, it has more problem than RCP original because it is a new device. So they built from ground up hardware. Everything is new. So I think they're more prone, we're seeing it right now, they're more prone to have issues than the original RCP because it's a mature product, right? It's been out for 4 years. And this one's just got out and have running version 1.0, 1.4 right now, 1.0.4, not 1.4, 1.0.4. And so when you say audio problem, how should I say? So I would say audio problem. I think as far as routing is concerned, whether or not you have when you're in the recording, you have some digital, artifacts, that kind of stuff. Yes, but as far as the hardware of the preamp itself, the microphone preamp is so good. Like I think for a product that is priced at about $700, I don't know how much is it in ringgit per 28
3,000.
3,000
The cheapest we
ringgit.
can find is 3,399 ringgit.
Okay, so about 3,400 ringgit.
Yeah.
If you were to buy something with this much gain, I think it has 76 dB of gain, and it is so clean. I don't need my cloud lifter for my SM7B anymore. Like I removed it completely. This is only coming from the unit's preamp. So it is so nice that the difference earlier when we were talking about the difference is this is the thing that you can hear. The amp for the headphones are extremely better now. Everything sounds so crisp and clear and quiet, and then pairing that with really high gain that the unit gives you, everything sounds so clean. I mean, I love So I don't know if you can. You all have headphones, right? So if I were to crank up my, oh my gosh, this is so messed up. My software. I have to reboot. Like it thinks that my input is a line in, but it's my microphone. No wonder there's no color. Something is wrong. I mean, you might have to carry on the conversation. I might have to reboot it.
Yeah, sure.
You do that. Hopefully, it
Yeah.
won't take long.
You
Okay.
you do that.
Yeah,
You
sure.
do that.
Sure.
I'm actually very interested to know, like later on when John is back,
Mm.
whether or not I want to know, like, what are the inputs and outputs of the Rodecaster Pro physically? Like, I know for a fact that you have what? How many channels is that? The physical input of a microphone that you can plug in. How many XLRs that you can plug in, and then how many outputs? Because
Mhm.
like we are monitoring. I'm monitoring my audio
Yep.
from my mixer through a monitoring headphone jack. What if, say, I've got a pair of monitoring headphones? No, sorry,
Mhm.
speakers in my room for so that I can either pipe the sound through my head jack or through the computer speaker, and how can I set that up? And then the other part that I want to know is also the input and outputs of the sound to the computer. Like, can I assign the first microphone into, like, say, just Zoom, where else the
Mhm.
second microphone I don't want Zoom to pick it up, that kind of thing,
Yep.
versus to, like, how Loopback is, right? So you guys
Yep.
use Loopback. For those who doesn't, what Loopback can do is I could, like, say, my browser, my Safari or Chrome browser, the sound that if I'm watching YouTube, I can assign that particular sound and pipe it to say another output, virtual output per se. So if I assign that virtual output to another application, like, say, StreamYard or OBS or anything, then it's only the browser's audio can be heard, unless, of course, if I pipe in, say, my microphone into that same output, then it will come out, right?
Yep.
So I'm very interested in knowing all those kind of thing when John On comes back. What do you think about the Rodecaster Pro now?
Well,
Too.
so far I guess it's a very good device because with all the features and the function, I think we no longer need a lot of software like Loopback. For anyone who don't know what is Loopback is, give me a second. I will show you guys what Loopback actually is. It's a routing software on your computer. Let me see if I can share my screen. Nope, I can't. Oh yeah. Okay, this is
Oh, no.
Loopback.
Just update from John On. I mean, we are talking about RCP2 and all, and then he says that his computer ROM is not recognizing the RCP2, so
Oh
he has to
no.
reboot his computer, I think. So I guess when he talk about maturity of a system like the RCP OG, the original one, and it's been up for 4 years, the reliability of that particular setup is way down there. It's much more reliable. It's mature, 4 years of, like, firmware
Yep.
updates and updates and updates, and it just dependable, I guess. Hi, John On, you're back.
I'm back.
So
It's
and the RCP2 now it recognizes you,
it just took a while
the
for
computer.
Stream Deck. No, I mean for my computer to recognize it. I guess it just took a while. Oh, that's not good. Like my show is different now. Whoa, it's like it's not recognizing my show. My SD card is not being. It's not recognizing my SD card.
Yeah, I may need a stream get.
It's a disclaimer. If you're a faint of heart, if you are one of those who like, oh my gosh, it's not working, blah blah, don't get it. Don't get it yet because it has a huge potential. But what I'm thinking is, it's give it like maybe 2 to 6 months before the initial software become more stable. Right now it's not very stable. Like I got a new firmware update since yesterday. I'll probably have to reboot it. I don't know what I have to do. It's not recognizing my micro SD card in there. And because all the shows are saved on the micro SD card, it is not seeing the micro SD card. So all my shows, meaning you can set for different shows, you can have different mic setups and channel mapping and all that, and it's not seeing my SD card, so it's not seeing the shows that I have. But at least it recognized my last setup. So I did hear a little bit about John's question about physical connections right before I went off.
Oh, that's good. So I don't need to repeat myself.
I only heard that part. So the physical hardware connection, there are only, well, I guess technically. So I'll go through one by one by categories. So you have the combo jack. So it's the Neutrix. Do they have a picture? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's the combo jack where
We
the
can't see you. We can't see that thing that you're pointing. JohnShen, can
I have
you
to pull.
maximize
Yeah.
John on screen when?
Oh my
when
gosh, it's
he's-
probably better if we look at the computer.
Okay.
So these are the combo jacks, right? Let me get my focus. My old camera cannot focus. There you go. So these are the combo jacks. The 4 combo jacks. It will take XLR or a 1/4 inch
40-inch.
connector.
Yeah.
So instruments or line in, and then
How many physical microphone that you can host with the
4.
RodeCaster Pro 2?
So 4
max.
here, like 4 individual ones, and that's max.
Okay. And I would think if you connect it to a computer, you could have more USB microphones.
Workarounds. They did mention that they are going to support Rode's USB microphones. I don't know how, whether it's plugging the USB onto the back of the unit or having the USB, like for instance the NT USB mini. Maybe you can map that to have RCP control that mic. Not that it plugs into the unit, but it plugs into your computer. And if your RCP is connected to your computer, you might be able to map that mic onto one of the channels so you can control it here. So that's a possibility. We don't know yet. They said that it's coming out, but I'm fairly certain that it's not just any USB microphones. It's Rode's
NT. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my guess. Then you also have 2 USB ports. I think that's a revolutionary part. Is like I have never seen any mixers that come with 2 USB ports, and so you have USB 1 that carries USB main. They call it like RCP2 main when you look up in your menu, your audio menu, and then it also in and out, and then you also have a USB chat, which is also part of the USB 1 connection. And then USB 2 is coming in as RCP2 secondary, and they also have in and out. USB 2 connection, you have the option to turn on or off mix minus, and then the USB main does not have mix minus, but the chat portion of USB 1 has mix minus, but you cannot turn it off, at least with this current version. So you're essentially built a dedicated USB connection for you to use for chat.
I would like to come back to the USB input and output, but I want to know the output connections that the RCP2 has physically. Like I know we can plug in our headphones and to monitor it, and then there's like high impedance. That's 4. And what if I've got a studio speakers to monitor?
There is one monitor out. So there's one monitor out, which is left and right. So you have 1/4 inch left and right for you to connect to a monitor speakers. And you can also USB out to a USB, I mean, not USB, Bluetooth out to a Bluetooth speaker system as well.
Okay.
Oh, Bluetooth out.
So you use Bluetooth monitoring and hardwired line out monitoring as well.
Can I switch the monitoring while doing it? like okay, now I feel like listening it to from the headphones, and then okay, I want to put down my headphones. I want to switch it to my speakers. Is that possible with RCP too?
Yes. Yeah, so your headphones always going to be on. The monitor you
Oh,
can
okay.
choose to turn it on or off. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That sounds
That's
great.
yeah, that fits to the workflow that I know of, right?
Mhm.
And now circling back to the USB in and outs. Okay, now we know how mixers are. When you talk about the Behringer, especially the USB mixers, the very generic mixer, the entry level, when you plug in the USB, it has one, it says Behringer USB audio, that kind of thing, like how the RCP will say RodeCaster main, right? And then you have
Yeah.
RodeCaster chat. So you have two. But if it's not a mixer, a traditional interface, audio interface, right? When you have a microphone jack in plug into say channel one, in the door itself, or even in the system itself, it recognizes it as interface channel one. And then if you have like the second input into the second channel on the microphone, for instance, then it says interface channel 2, so you can like select to only include channel 1 into the Zoom call, or you can select the second microphone into the Zoom call, omitting the first one, or you can select the over umbrella thing where have the mix that goes in.
Like stereo
Can you
mix.
do that with the stereo mix? Can you do that with the RCP too?
So, yeah, so the main RCP2 main carries the all 16 channels. So the first two channels are the mixed down, stereo mixed down. So if you choose main, software that will recognize multi-channel will see all the channels. Software that does not recognize multi-channels would recognize the two. The most software, at least. There are some exceptions out there, but most software would see just the first two channels. So it would be a stereo mix down.
Right.
But if your software, for instance, when I connect to Logic, like a DAW,
Mm-hmm.
Logic will
Mhm.
see all 16 channels. So my
Right,
mic
okay.
1 is channel 3 because it's stereo mix down 1, 2, and then mic 1, mic 2, mic 3, mic 4, and then Bluetooth and so forth. So you can
Right.
see all 16 channels if the software supports it.
Right. So your Zoom wouldn't see it because you only see the RodeCaster main and
Yep.
RodeCaster chat.
Yes. And plus for Zoom, you probably want to choose chat anyway, because otherwise you're going to have feedback or echo because it doesn't
Yeah,
have mix
so
minus on main.
understood. So at the end of the day, you know how RCP1 you were talking about loopback, you are using of a loopback.
Yep.
So I guess using a loopback will solve the problem.
Let me see. Could you solve that problem? I mean, I don't know why you would connect to RCP to main when you have a chat software, since you have a chat.
Yeah, I mean, even
Dedicated
if it's
USB
chat, I want it to expose like this is mic 1, mic 2, mic 3, mic 4, Bluetooth,
Yes.
that kind of
Loopback
thing.
Loopback will, because Loopback will see all 16 channels, so you can create and aggregate input and output the way you want it to be. So yes.
Mm. So there isn't a way. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's not on Rode. It's on the software that we are using to actually expose those different interfaces for the microphones,
Yes. So
right?
the
So
software, like for instance, I heard Ecamm. I don't use Ecamm Live, but Ecamm Live has the ability to not the way you were describing it, like have separate channels, but they allow you to ignore the software sees all 16 channels. They didn't give you all 16 channels so you can patch, but it sees all of them. So therefore you will hear yourself twice, because myself is on channel 1, but I'm also in the mix down. So now you hear yourself twice. In Ecamm, you can choose in the audio preferences, you can actually turn off that, and it will only take just the stereo mix down. Like the first two, it'll
does
only
it
take the sound from the first two channels.
make sense? Say in RodeCaster Pro itself, like. So we have the RodeCaster main and the RodeCaster chat, and then
Uh-huh.
if you plug in the second one, you got a RodeCaster secondary,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
just maybe we have the main chat and maybe we call it RodeCaster options. Okay, I'm not sure it's a bad name, but where in RodeCaster itself, I want to say I select microphone 1, microphone 2, and only the Bluetooth. So these are the 3 inputs that I want the RodeCaster to carry and send it to the computer. And then in your computer, you just select RodeCaster option. Wouldn't that be a good thing?
That is that so so when you say the option, you mean like a fourth one, like a
Yeah,
fourth connection?
a fourth one or a third
So
one,
far,
depending how you plug it in.
so far, I haven't heard like the fourth option, but what I've heard is that they have announced that they will be allowing us to choose which channel to go into which USB output. So, so input. So essentially, I can decide what goes into USB main and what goes into USB chat and what goes into secondary.
Oh yeah,
That's coming.
that
That's not
works.
yet.
That works.
So
Yeah.
essentially,
Okay.
you have the choice to route whatever sound you want from all the channels available for you on your RodeCaster Pro to whichever USB input and outputs.
So that will be the features coming soon.
Yes, that's I think they said in a couple of weeks. So hopefully that's coming soon. Because I think that's something that gamers who stream need that badly. They need it right now to do what they need to do. Because I didn't understand it because I'm not a gamer. I'm not a gamer. I'm not a streamer. So I don't really have that issue. All I have is just mixed minors,
Yep.
and the mixed minors will make me happy. But for gamers, what they needed to do is they're playing the game, so they're feeding the game sound into with their voice and with another gamer that they're chatting with on Discord, and at the same time they're also streaming the game out. So the sound that goes out to people who are watching on Twitch or on YouTube needs to have all the sound, the chat with the game partner, them their own mic, and then the game sound. But the problem right now, before they have this feature in a couple of weeks, is that the sound that they pipe into Discord using chat still has the game sound. So meaning the game partner is hearing the game sound twice. Even though they have a mix minus of the game partner's voice, the game music is then being fed again into them. And that is like a big issue for gamers. So they have to fix that, because if they claim that this is also for gamers and streamers, they have to fix that feature really quickly. So hopefully we'll be seeing that in a couple of weeks.
That is great.
Hmm.
I think we all our conversation, what we learned today was
Go buy
it's
one.
all about software.
Yeah, it's all about software. Yes, it's Linux. It's
Yeah.
running on Linux, and pretty much they say anything you want, you can build it as long as it's not limited by hardware. You can build it if you want to. If Rode chooses to do it, you can do it.
I foresee that the RodeCaster Pro 2 that you see today is going to be so different by the end of the year. And it's going to be
Totally.
so different. It's a
Yep.
different beast altogether at the end of life of the RCP2 when they
Totally.
decided to RCP3 to come. It almost makes me think that maybe the RCP2 will never ever be needed, because it's an evolution of the RCP2, unless you want to change up the smart pads into like icons, that kind of stuff.
My prediction
Yep.
is the transformation from RCP OG from 2018 to 2022 right now. The transition is so drastic, but with RCP2, what we see today and 4 years from now, I think it's going to be even bigger. The leap from 2022 to 2020, what is 4 years? 26.
Yeah, talking about
Because
that, I think
it has so much capability that it can just keep on building.
yeah, I think talking about that, we can talk about what is next. I think the RCP3, what can we expect? I mean, the audio have came so much in RCP2.
We haven't even explored what RCP2 can do. So I don't so it's even hard to think about what RCP3 is going to be because we're just now starting the index of the new book of RCP2. We haven't even gone into like the first chapter yet, I feel like. So it's hard to say. I mean, physical hardware, I would like to have more physical inputs, but it also doesn't mean that the form factor that we see right now with 4 combo jack inputs is going to be the end of it. I suspect, at least this is my own speculation. I didn't get any tip or they never hinted on anything. We have an Ethernet port connection on the back of the
Yep.
unit. It has Wi-Fi connection, but the Ethernet port to me is not built for just internet connection. It could. I mean, right now it's being used. I have an Ethernet cable plugged into it, so when I get my firmware, I download it through Ethernet. But I think a lot of audio hardware out there utilizes the Ethernet port to connect to additional hardware. So what if they come out with a bank of additional 4 XLR inputs? Then you can have additional more inputs coming into your device. Now you can have up to 8 inputs. You can only have up to 9 channels, but that's like 8 microphones. You can have 8 microphones. My own prediction, my own maybe wishful thinking, that you can get something to expand your existing RCP2 hardware limitation. So you might be able to get additional ports that you don't currently have. Most people don't need 8 microphones, but some people who do, they can do that if they want.
What's come to my mind is, would it be possible via internet connection to connect another RCPU?
That could be, yeah. I mean, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be. It feels
Yeah.
like they're gonna do it with the Ethernet port, where you have RCP Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4 all cascade together in the same network, and you can just control it.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that's very possible. Like daisy chain a few RodeCaster Pro together.
We have a question from Raymond.
Who between JohnShen and John Lo do you think would benefit most? John Lo.
I think Raymond is the one that's gonna be benefit most from
Yeah,
RCP2.
that's true. That's true. I
Okay,
think Raymond will immediately be getting back his the
return of
investment return
Yeah.
would be quicker.
I think so. Yeah. The other day I was just messing around with Stream Deck, and I myself not very familiar with the MIDI protocol because I'm not a musician. I never played with keyboards and all. To me, MIDI sounds is like those electronic sound on a computer, right? And then I realized that hey, MIDI is also the same protocol between these musical instrument to that controls together with your DAW, that kind of thing, where I remember seeing like physical mixers with the sliders automatically goes up because you are controlling from the software.
Motorized fader, yeah.
Motorized, yeah. Does the RCP2 does that?
It does not have motorized fader. That's why it's indicated by the little mark on the screen. So it's not motorized.
Right. But I know I have seen some reviews say when they push the fader, the software does move up. You can
Yes.
actually configure it that. So
Yes.
and I'm thinking because of the MIDI protocol, I was doing something with OBS, that kind of thing, that use OBS MIDI to turn on some stuff using the Stream Deck, that kind of thing, right? So when I was doing that, it occurs to me that I could also extend the RCP2 via MIDI protocol to talk to the Stream Deck.
Mm-hmm.
So meaning if you have like the pagination thing, you have 2 rows, and instead of going to page 2, is it possible to extend, like if you got a 15 keys on the Stream Deck, you have 2 rows plus with the 15 key next to each other, that kind of thing?
So on the on the smart pads on the RCP2, that's what the left right button is for. So you have a total of 8 banks. They call it banks instead of pages, right? So you can have each page is 8 buttons, so you can do up to 8. So 64 buttons total.
Right. So with the Stream Deck, you're extending the how many per page? You say eight, right?
Eight per
So
page.
so you can have, instead of like page next to each other, you have the whole entire stream deck, 15 buttons that maps to all the thing.
So you're saying, can you use those two buttons to control your Stream Deck so that it go page to
No,
page?
we use Stream Deck to launch a sound effects, for instance, or we use Stream Deck to assign a audio file to it, and then
So this
you
is
know
not
what?
RCP question. It's a Stream Deck question. Like, I mean, you're talking about
It's an integration between the both. You see, because they are using MIDIs, right? You could like assign a button on Stream Deck to trigger a channel MIDI input into RCP, right?
no.
So
You can control. You can only use your RCP buttons to control things, not the other way around.
okay, I
So
understand.
it doesn't come from
From
it doesn't
another,
come from another device to control your RCP. The RCP
yeah,
can be assigned, like every buttons and every dial, it has its own like media address, so you can assign something. So I can technically use these buttons to control, whatever features that you can assign a MIDI function to.
right.
RCP,
Okay,
RCP
it doesn't work the other way around.
not the other way around. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
physical limitation, that one.
Yeah, not coming back. Now, the software, they could use the Rode Central, which is the software that's connect to the RCP2. Like how previously we have the RodeCaster Pro Companion app, now you have Rode Central. And Rode Central would control all the functionality of not all, we wish it's all, but you can control more things with the with the Rode Central app. You can do a few things. I wish that you can do more.
Mm.
So far, what is the problem that you face in the RCP2?
Problems you saw, like it's not recognizing my micro SD card right now, so I'm gonna have to figure out what's up with that. It was fine yesterday, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have to take it out and put it back in. I hope I don't have to reformat it because I have some recordings on there. So that hence a lot of people are frustrated because it should be working, but it's not. And I have this thing. It's helping some. I have this thing that I hear in my ears that I find the monitoring has almost like two of my voices coming into my headphones. Like I don't know what to describe. I turned a ticket in today, and when I turn the phasing button, the flipping of the phasing button, there's a button that you can. So if you have two microphones and it's cutting each other out, it's like phasing out
Yeah.
the thing. You can flip one of your microphones. The phase lah, the direction of the phase. So I turn that on. It seems to be a little bit better, but it doesn't sound exactly like the RCP OG. So I almost hear myself twice. So that's a problem. There's also another problem right now. If you use the Rode Central to import multiple files, it will import very quickly, and then the files that is imported is blank. So those are bugs. So those are the issues that you have to face with when you get a new hardware and firmware that is not completely tested out yet, I guess.
Will you be recommending RCP2 like musician, singer?
Yes, I would. I do wish that their reverb is better. The reverb is there. Let me see if we can demo for you. So this is the reverb built into it. It's not bad, but I don't like the fact that it's mono. It's when I guess I'm spoiled, right? I use MainStage to process my reverb,
Yep.
and MainStage processes out the sound in stereo. So when I hear reverb, I expect it to kind of go around me instead of just right now. It's very narrow. It's mono right now. The signal, the reverb signal. So I would still recommend it to musicians because it is somewhat easier to set up for a lot of people. And if they have a keyboard or like a DJ hardware, like where they spin music and all that, then they can plug that into 2 of the 4 inputs and then get a stereo. It's very easy to set up stereo inputs using the combo jack. You just plug one left, one right in there, and on the interface you say merge the channel 3 and 4 together as stereo. It merged them together, it automatically pan left and right for you, and then you assign to one slider. So one fader would control both channels. So it's there, and eventually it'll be great for musicians as well. But I wish the the reverb was a little bit nicer. It's not stereo. I want it to be in stereo.
Nice. I think with all our conversation, do you think that like RCPU will worth the price to buy?
Yes. Given the given the preamp itself, what do they call it? Revolution preamps. Preamps. That I think itself is worth it. Like you have to pay like upwards of $1,000 to get a preamp that is this quiet. It's hard to get a good quality preamp on any hardware out there, and this one is top notch for this price. Crazy.
And then the preamp for your monitoring to power on the high impedance headphones. I got these headphones not long ago, and I was looking at all those amps to actually drive it. And the cheapest ones, you're looking at very basic one. You're looking at about 300 to 400 ringgit already, right? So
Just
that
for
itself,
headphones, amps.
just for to drive the headphones. That's all.
Mhm.
Take the and that's I'm not even sure there's even a digital to analog that converter on it.
Mm.
It's just a pass through. I guess you can get it with a DAW for about the same price, so then the quality is maybe lower. Yeah, that itself is about 400-500 ringgit, easy. So I guess
I was
for what they're
expecting
asking.
I was expecting the RCB. There's a leak, right? And you were there in the room with us when John, when we were talking about it on Clubhouse. I was expecting it to be about $800 or up. So maybe like $899 or $799. And my guess was maybe $799, and it turned out to be $699. So they price it very aggressively. So yes, it's worth the $700. And is it worth $700 right now with all the kinks that we have to work out? Maybe not yet. Maybe in 2 months it'll worth $700.
I think before we round up, will you tell us like when you get your RodeCaster Pro
Uh-huh.
2,
Yeah.
what is your impression and how long does it take you set up the entire thing?
It didn't. So I did have an issue when I was setting up because I didn't understand the concept. It My impression was that the hardware is good. It's on par with the RCP1, so the quality is good. I like the smoothness of the fader, and the screen is very sharp. So very the pixels very dense. It's bright, it's beautiful, screen is good. The buttons all feel good, like the tactile feel when you press the button down, all that's really good. The all the dials are really good. And when I set it up, because I did an open box video, and by the time I come back to setting it up, it has already somehow gone into I guess the default show or something, where so when you turn on the device, there are 3 choices you get to pick, and those are selecting a show. So selecting a show, it's a new concept, right? If you ask the RCP or OG people like me, I was like, what the heck is a show? So a show is essentially your setup. So you can have one setup. So let's say if you share one, like all of us live together, including Raymond. And so like everybody can have a show. So Raymond can have a show, I can have a show, you can have a show, JohnShen can have a show, and all the settings you just need to load up. Like import that show before you start. All your microphones, all your sound pads, your settings and routing, all that is saved. Remember, it will remember each user. So so because of that, the first thing you do is you set up a show. So you set up like essentially creating like a folder for your usage. And so I didn't understand that concept because it was not like that on the RCP 2. So I didn't follow the whole process of setting up the device. And if you don't go through the setup process, some of the headphones don't get any sound. Like you don't hear anything in the RCP 2. So I have to like, okay, then I need to figure out where do I go back to the screen where it shows me how to set up a show. So then when I went back, follow through the process, then it's fine. I'm hearing everything the way it should be. So my thought is just follow the screen. Don't think like you. I thought I knew it. Just follow the screen. It will guide you through step by step.
We have Yvonne saying hi.
Hi.
Also, we have Raymond saying bye now
I know.
in storage.
No. You
and
can
finding
use
out
it
in 6
already.
months.
You can use it already. It's just that it's a little buggy. Like my SD card is not being recognized. I don't know why.
All right, it is a great conversation. Lo, you want to add anything else?
Not on the top of my head. It's maybe this, right? What, like, if you're gonna be recording a podcast, I guess it's a no-brainer, right? So this is what am I getting to? Like, what I guess what I want to say is that who are never mind. I think you have addressed that already in the conversations. I'm trying to pluck out something smart to say. Yeah, but I want to say, like, if you're a content creator, should you buy or not? You already answered that. If you're a musician, should you buy or not? You already answered that. And then if you are recording, say, a voiceover, should you buy it or not? You already answered that. I reckon so.
Yeah, but I do
trying
have something to
figure out.
add to that. I would say the question that we keep asking is, if you have an RCP1 or the OG, should you get one? That's a question that some people might be asking. So if you already have an RCP OG, do you need to get one? And my answer to them is, if the features on the RCP2 is not something you would use, then don't. You don't have to get it. If there are functions that, let's say, for instance, being able to use more inputs and output. So you want to do a simulcast, one connecting to Clubhouse and another one connecting to Facebook. You can do this easily without having to buy a lot of additional stuff. So things like that. If you want to have effects that you can create like this. So if you want to do that, get the RCP2. But none of those is something that you would do. You can be okay with the RCP1 for a while.
But I guess, well, I'm gonna add on to that. The preamps and also the amp that comes together with the RCP2 itself is a good reason to purchase it, because you had the RCP OGs and the RCP2 right now that you're using, and you could tell immediately the difference, how crisp and how silent it is. That itself warrant the asking price tag of 1,000 ringgit more on that device. Wouldn't you reckon that?
I say if you don't have one today, if you don't have RCP OG and you're thinking about getting one today, don't get the RCP1 or OG. Get the RCP2 for sure. Even though it costs more. I'd say I would not recommend, unless you absolutely cannot afford to pay additional, how much you say, like 1,000 ringgit or something
1,000 ringgit,
more.
yeah, I think
So
around there.
if you absolutely cannot shell that, I would even say don't buy it until you save up to get that like additional $1,000, then get the RCP2 instead of rushing out to get RCP1. So I definitely recommend, if you don't already have one, get the RCP2. If you have RCP1 but don't need all the new features, keep it. Use the RCP1.
Raymond say got it for the megaphone effect.
Totally. Now it's called Pasar Malam. Murah.
How do you
Tiga
in
10
RCP? How do you in RCP will give Raymond benefits?
I mean, so much. Like he can use his MV7 and record his voiceover directly. All his voiceover job, he can record it directly on the SD card when the unit recognizes it. Mine does not recognize my micro SD card right now. And the quiet preamp. He can use it, and he can use it for all his teaching, all his Zoom calls, and all that. He can be connected easily and be able to play music, sound effects, and bring in other sources and all that. So yeah, easily.
You
The
know,
first person of all the three of you would be him. To be the first person that I would recommend getting.
I do use like by monitoring gears to actually just listen to music or generic audio kind of thing. Like my daily when I watch YouTube, I use it to listen and
Mhm.
all those kind of thing. Having the RCP2 will increase the experience.
Oh yes.
You reckon?
Yes.
Yeah, because it sounds better.
Yes.
Everything.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Including just
itself
like
is
playing
good.
music on my Mac to hear sounds so much
Yeah.
better. Yeah, because it's,
Yeah, there you
because
go.
of the amp, the headphones amp is so clean and crisp. The sound is so clean. I was like, it's weird. It's the same source that I was just playing before I swap over, but it sounded so good in my ears.
So that's possibly one of my biggest thing that I am really interested in getting the RCP2 because it will elevate the experience of a very mundane, usual daily usage of an audio device. And at the same time, I have all these superpowers to actually use, which I don't. I'm using my Zoom P4. I'm only using bloody one mic. I've got three more. That's like nothing, really nothing. So yeah, there
But
you go.
the preamp is gonna be so. I mean, not just preamp, but the amp where you're hearing is so clean compared to the P4. Anything else
Oh
out there in the
yes.
market? Yeah.
Anything in the market out there is better than P4M. Seriously, I'm like hearing like
The
noise.
RCP OG
Wow.
is not that great either. I think even the P4 is actually a tiny bit better than the RCP, unless you're using like your DT770. Then
Mm.
then you don't hear as much of the hiss, the noise, as you would on like a more commercial grade headphones.
Because when I'm speaking into this mic, I could hear like the noise level, but when I play back on the recording,
It's not
it's
there,
clear.
right?
It's not
Yeah.
there. It's definitely the amp that's on this thing on the monitoring that's actually making me hear the noise tone that I can hear it right now. So I guess RCP2 is a lot better that way.
Yeah, I still, like I said, like I'm hearing two of my voice. It's actually a little bit less. One of my another friend of mine who also has a RCP2 suggested that I turn on the phasing for this, and it seems to be doing better. But I'm still hearing two of my voices, right? I'm hearing that, and that's annoying me because when I play back the recording, it's not there. So the monitoring it bugs me a little bit, but not quality, not sound quality. It's just that the mix, like I'm hearing myself twice, is annoying me. Sound quality is very close to the recording. The noise level is definitely very close to the recording. So it's good. Yeah, get one.
All
Yeah,
right.
Rabbit is like asking to go Puchong with him to get one.
Oh, wait, is it available?
It is available already in Malaysia, and I think
Oh,
there's
good.
abundance of it in the
Oh,
market
really?
space.
Get
Some
it.
are selling a little bit cheaper than the other. I think what Raymond did was we saw a place that's selling it the cheapest we can find online, so
Puchong?
that's why he's asking to go
Oh, I
Puchong to
see.
get it.
Let's
Yeah.
do
I'll
it.
certainly go to Puchong together with you, Raymond, so that I'll make sure you sign your credit card and get one for yourself.
Which is it? 3,400
3,400 ringgit. Yeah.
Is that the
Well,
cheap
I
price?
saw one. I saw one in Singapore. They're selling about 789 Sing, which translates to about 3,000 ringgit.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's even cheaper. That's even better. Closer
Yeah.
to a US price, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's good. I
Mm.
mean, but again, make sure you know that it's a very, very early infancy state of the firmware. So there will be issues.
There will be
There,
issues.
there will be issues. Like I'm having one right now.
Alright, I think we are running out for our session today. So, going on, will you
Yes.
share with us like the RodeCaster club community that you are having
Yes.
for within the audience?
Clubhouse. I started one when I bought my RodeCaster Pro Original because I didn't know how to use it. So I heard that people use it a lot among the podcasters community and even at that time the Clubhouse community. So I started one hoping that people would come teach me, but I ended up the people would show up. We just end up sharing tips. So we would discuss how to use it. So now we actually have like over 500 people and I think 570 people now in the club, and we meet every Malaysian time would be every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning because we cater for my time, which is US time, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. So we meet every Tuesday. We talk about the RCP OG as well as the RodeCaster Pro 2. Obviously, 2 takes a lot of attention right now because it's new. So we meet every week to talk about that, share tips, learn from each other, and work out all the kinks together, all the problems. So join us if you're on Clubhouse. Look for RodeCaster Pro. I think we might be the only club there with the name RodeCaster Pro. There you go.
Oops. Yeah, is it the link?
Yeah, that's the link. Yes.
Yeah. And enter the link and join us.
The weird little %C thing was because it's actually a zero slash. It's like a slash O. But yeah, what is it? Got it. It's the megaphone. Oh, it's just I'm looking at the Facebook chat right now. But yeah, to come join us, it's fun. So you can finally, when you get your RCP, you can finally join the club.
The club is interesting, and you know what? Because one of those days during the league, remember,
Uh-huh.
we were all in the room, and then the guys from Road popped in and
Yeah.
addresses like stuff that's what's happening with the RodeCaster Pro 2, and we got first-hand news on a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
That was fun. Ryan Berkey, who's I think the marketing director, came in to our room, and he came in again the other day, but probably
Oh.
by
Wow.
accident.
Did
I
he
saw
come
his
up
name.
and
No,
speak?
I saw his name coming in, and I sent him an invitation, and he left. But but he
It's like,
probably
you guys
tapped on
got
the
me into a lot of
notification.
trouble.
He probably tapped on the notification and then came into the room without realizing.
Yeah.
But we do hope that they would come back. I hope that they would because it's fun. Like we're learning from each other, and it's a very active club because anytime there's a new firmware, everybody will be discussing about it. So hopefully they'll come back.
Yeah, I think this is the end for the session. We'll see
Ta-da!
you next session. And I think it's a very great conversation today about RodeCaster and RodeCaster Pro 2. So I think, yeah, any last input from you guys?
Come join us on Clubhouse.
Awesome.
Yes. Get one. And you can even before you buy one, come join us and discuss why you should or shouldn't get one. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah, join us on Clubhouse and we will have more discussion. Of course, I will be having my next show soon. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for having me. And
No
great-
problem.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you,
us,
Gone
Great the
on.
discussion,
John.
John.
Thank you,
too.
Gone Low.
Yeah.
See
And
you
Raymond
Get
as
guys.
well.
one is a rhetorical question, I think.
Raymond has a question.
No, to get one to get one joining your club and ask if you should or shouldn't get one is a rhetorical question. All of them ended by
No, I'm actually not very biased. I would tell you whether or not. I mean, obviously, if you want to and you can afford to get it, but I always share my honest opinion whether or not one.
Yeah.
If you get
Mm.
one, whether or not you could get a lot of benefit out of it. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
That room is pretty objective. They are very honest and they tell you. But and
Exactly.
that thing that's in you, you want one. You just gotta
Yeah,
purchase
yeah.
it anyway.
Most people who come and ask that question already kind of want one. They just want us to be telling them, talking them out of it, maybe.
Yeah, and totally a failure process of talking them out.
Yeah. At first, I thought, sorry, we're gonna end there, but I was going to quickly say. At first, I thought I was like, oh, I'll get it when I get it, right? And then Ni, one of my friends on RCP, texted me or sent me a message through Instagram and said, hey, B&H have one and they're shipping. They have all the stock. They're shipping it out right now. If you order right now before noon, you'll get it by Friday. This was Wednesday. And I got so kiasu. I not only did I cancel my existing order with a different retailer, I ended up ordering from B&H. Not only did I I ordered it and pay additional like $23 to get it shipped the next day. So I got it on Thursday. So I was very kiasu. But it's kind of fun. It's one of the few things that I get joy out of, my iPhone and my RCP. So that's my toy of choice.
Awesome.
Good on you, man.
All right.
All right, see you guys.
End our session right here. See you guys.
ya.
Bye.